Hello, this is Behnaz and you're watching Collect English. Here in this video, I'm going to teach you simple present tense, which can be the most important tense in English language. If you like the video, please smash like button and don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Thank you. Okay guys, let's start. We use verb tenses to talk about the time an action happens. An action may happen in the present, in the future, or it could happen in the past. Simple present is a verb tense which can be used in different situations in the present time. First, let's learn the form. It's very easy. Subject plus simple form of the verb. What is simple form of the verb? It means without to, without ing. But remember that if the subject is third person singular, we need to put s at the end of the verb. Examples. I drink coffee every morning. I is the subject, drink is the verb. Another example for the third person singular. She drinks coffee every morning. She is the subject, third person singular. Drink is the verb. Because the subject is third person singular, we put s at the end of the verb and we say she drinks coffee every morning. Another example, John works for a big company. John is the subject. Work is the simple form of the verb. But because John is the third person singular, we need to put s at the end of the verb. So we say, John works for a big company. Now let's learn how to make questions in simple present tense. When you want to make a question in simple present tense, you should use auxiliaries do and does. If your subject is I, you, we, they, you need to use do. But if your subject is third person singular, like he, she, it, you should use does. Now guys, let's learn how to make a yes-no question. If you want to make a yes-no question, you just need to put do or does at the beginning of the sentence and a question mark at the end of the sentence. So the form is do or does plus the subject plus the simple form of the verb, plus the rest of the sentence, and a question mark at the end of it. Remember that if your subject is third person singular, you should use does. When you use does, you should remove s from the end of the verb and use the simple form of the verb. Example, her sister works for a big company. We want to make a yes-no question. So we put does at the beginning of the sentence, then the subject, which is her sister, then the verb, the simple form of the verb, which is work. The verb is works, but as I told you, because you are using does, you should remove s from the verb and use the simple form of the verb. The rest of the sentence and a question mark. So the question is, does her sister work for a big company? Yes, she does, or no, she doesn't. Okay, if you want to give a short answer, you should use do or does to give a short answer. No, she doesn't, or yes, she does. Let's learn how to make a WH question in simple present. What is a WH question? WH question is a question that you make with a WH word like what, when, where, who, why, how much, and how many. When you want to make a WH question in simple present, just put the WH word at the beginning of the sentence, then do or does. This is the form. The WH word plus do or does plus the subject, plus the verb, plus the rest of the sentence, and a question mark at the end of the sentence. Example, they take their kids to the park every day. We want to make a WH question with where for this sentence. We put where at the beginning of the sentence, then do or does. The subject is they, so we need do. So where do? Then we need the subject, they, the rest of the sentence, and the question mark. Where do they take their kids every day? They take their kids to the park every day. Another example, John drinks coffee every morning. Here we want to make a question with what. We put what, which is a WH word, at the beginning of the sentence. Then we need do or does. Because John is third person singular, we need does. So what plus does plus the subject, which is John, plus the verb, the rest of the sentence, and a question mark. So the question is, what does John drink every morning? And remember that because we use does, we should remove S from drink. So we can't say, what does John drinks every morning? It's wrong. What does John drink every morning? Guys, if you are enjoying the video, please push like button and subscribe to my channel. Thank you. Let's continue, guys. Now I'm going to teach you how to use a negative form of a sentence in simple present. You need don't, do not, or doesn't and does not to change a sentence into a negative form in simple present. Just put these auxiliaries after the subject. So the form is subject plus doesn't or does not, or don't or do not, plus the verb, plus the rest of the sentence. For example, I go to school every day. Because the subject is I, we should use don't or do not. So the sentence will be, I don't or I do not go to school every day. Or, she studies hard. The subject is she, third person singular, so we use doesn't or does not. So she doesn't or she does not study hard. Because we are using doesn't or does not, we should remove S from the verb and use the simple form of the verb. Guys, you have learned how to use auxiliaries do, does, don't, do not, doesn't, does not in simple present. There is a point in simple present that you should bear in mind. If your main verb is a to be verb, am, is, are, you don't need to use do or does to change the sentence into a negative form or to make a question. You can directly use the to be verb to change the sentence into a question form or negative form. For example, I am a teacher. I is the subject, am is the verb, and the sentence is, the tense of the sentence is simple present. Now we want to change it into a negative form. We use the main verb, which is am, to change the sentence into the negative form. So the sentence will be, I am not a teacher. Remember that we don't say I amn't a teacher, it's wrong. There is no short form for am not. We always say I am not a teacher. If your main verb is a to be verb and you want to make a question, you should use the to be verb directly to make a question. If you want to make a yes/no question, put the to be verb at the beginning of the sentence and a question mark at the end of it. For example, she is very tired. She is the subject, is the main verb, which is a to be verb. Put is at the beginning of the sentence and a question mark at the end of it and make a question. Is she very tired? It is a yes/no question. Yes, she is tired, or no, she isn't tired. So the form is to be verb plus subject plus the rest of the sentence plus a question mark. If you want to make a WH question, put a WH word at the beginning of the sentence, then the to be verb, then the subject, the rest of the sentence, and a question mark. For example, she's at school. We want to make a WH question with where. We put where at the beginning of the sentence, is after where, then the subject, the rest of the sentence, and a question mark. Where is she? She is at school. Great, guys, you have learned the form of the sentence in simple present. Now let's see where and when we can use simple present tense. We can use simple present tense for general truth or facts. For example, water freezes at 0 degrees. This is a fact and it's always true. Or people usually speak louder when they get angry. It's a general truth. Maybe it's not true for everybody, but it's usually true. Or we use computers to work or communicate these days. It's a fact or it's a general truth. Another situation that we can use simple present is to talk about habits. For example, she listens to music when she does her homework. It's her habit. She likes doing it. Or I check my emails every morning. It's my habit. The first thing I do every morning is to check my emails. You can use simple present tense to talk about repeated actions and fixed arrangements. For example, the company has a weekly meeting every Monday. It's a scheduled arrangement. It happens every Monday. So you can use simple present tense here. Or the train arrives at the station every morning at 9:30. It repeats every day and it's a fixed arrangement. This is all about simple present tense. If you liked the video, please push the like button and subscribe to my channel. Thank you. See you in the next video.